Last week, Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Toronto Mayor John Tory were united in calling out the federal government for its inaction and its ability to allow this border crossing crisis to actually become a crisis. Doug Ford and John Tory went to the government and said, look, we need help. We're not going to pay for it. This is your mess. You have to fix it. Well, the immigration minister, Ahmed Hassan, actually responded. He responded to the call from these two heads of government in Ontario and Toronto. And what did he say? He didn't like Doug Ford's tone. Yeah, have a listen to Ahmed Hassan's comments here.
And I'm very concerned by Premier Ford and Minister McLeod really making statements that are difficult to understand when it comes to how they are describing asylum seekers. These are people who we have a legal obligation to give a fair hearing to, and so we're applying Canadian law, we're applying international law, and that requires all levels of government to work together.
So we have a full-blown crisis. We have a wait time for an asylum hearing at 11 years because agents and the system itself is tapped out. You have hundreds of asylum seekers in Toronto that are going to get kicked out of their dorm rooms because, well, they need the dorm rooms for actual students. You've got millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars owed to jurisdictions like Toronto to deal with this. You've got a problem that's still underway. You've got all of the challenges that we are facing as far as security is concerned, the strength and integrity of the system, and yes, the cost. And Ahmed Hassan, the immigration minister, is concerned about the tone that Doug Ford uses in criticizing the government for allowing the aforementioned crisis to take hold. What is it that he doesn't like? What is it about what Doug Ford said when he looked at the government and said, you've got to rein in this illegal border crossing problem? What is the problem there? Is it the word illegal? Because even Justin Trudeau in the House of Commons referred to border crossing illegally as illegally. Take a look.
Crossing a border between official border crossings is illegal. Now, Mr. Speaker, what the members...
But the fact of the matter is, he doesn't like that he is under the microscope. He doesn't like none of the representatives of the federal Liberal government, by the way, that their failings are being showcased here. Their invitation, Justin Trudeau's tweet, come one, come all, come to Canada, that is the reason that the problem has gotten as bad as it has. So don't you dare criticize your critics' tone when your policies are rightfully being called into question right now. Is it the word illegal? I don't know. I mean, the government likes to call it irregular border crossing. Now, when I hear them talk like that, it makes me feel a little bit irregular, quite frankly. But when they're focused on the language and not the crisis, they have proven to Canadians that they don't care about our borders. And it's time that they actually get held to account for that. For the True North Initiative, I'm Andrew Lawton.